life and no TV. Millionaires stay greedy. No love and there's no grub. We got the homeless saying, y'all better come my way. Y'all better come my way. Okay, and say, y'all better come my way.
And welcome back to Jam Packed. Now we have a very special treat. They are the coming out coaches, and they're also a couple. They joined Journeys to become the coming out coaches, and their mission is to support LGBTQIAs plus folks, couples and thruples to live a life by being true to themselves with their holistic approach, connecting the mind, body, and soul. Their clients overcome limiting beliefs, holding them back from living a happy and fulfilling life every day, all day. They provide support through one-on-one or group coaching. They believe that behind each happy person, happy couple, happy throuple, happy family, happy friendship, or happy society are individuals that are living a fulfilling and joyful life by being true to themselves. So throughout their lives, they've had beautiful and fruitful moments, as well as critical challenges that shaped who they are today, including one of them that lives with multiple sclerosis. With their personalities and passions, they will support you to become the individual you always wanted to be. And they aim to help you make small changes in your current behaviors or mindset that do not support you to move forward, to be the person you want to be and live the life that you want to live. So to achieve that, they focus on two main things: increase your self-care in every aspect and at all levels, mental and physical approach. Self-care leads to additional self-love and self-appreciation, and that is the solution to minimize the negative underlying stories forbidding us from moving forward. So they believe that if you love yourself truly, you can only wish and do the best for yourself and anyone around you, allowing you to fulfill your dreams and live a life by being happy. And then number two, having a daily open communication with yourself and with the people around you. By expressing yourself in a considerate way, you allow yourself to be seen, to be heard, to be appreciated, to be understood. And they believe that to make this world a better place and your life be full of happiness and fulfillment, they have to talk and share what they desire in life, putting aside what they think anyone else will think about your choices. So this is your life, your happiness, and your approval must come first. I love that, by the way, because it's not about them, it's about you. And once you're happy with yourself, you then will be able to share with them the best you. It's a win-win situation. So make sure that you sign up on their website to claim your free guide, which I did do, which is called Gain Control Over Your Life, which is a 7-step guide to easily conquer overwhelming things in your life. And it's all for free. Let me repeat that. It is for free. So make sure you also drop them an email anytime with what your main challenges are to help them in their online live event, as well as to join them to get more to also join in the live event. To join for more information, make sure that you slide into their email. So one hails from Greece and the other is from a small town outside of Munich, Germany. They're joining us from Lucerne, Switzerland. Folks, I bring to y'all the coming out coaches, Lucie and Vanessa. Woo!
Hello, everybody. Hi, Jamila. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm so excited, and I'm so sorry for screaming so loudly. It's 8:00 in the morning for you both.
It's a great opportunity to wake up the whole Switzerland. So go ahead and shout.
I love it. I love it. Now, for folks that haven't put that math together, it is y'all are 9 hours ahead. So it is 11 o'clock LA time. And you guys are 8 a.m. in the morning. So we're
It's a Sunday.
Yeah, and it's a Sunday.
8 a.m.
Just after Christmas.
Yeah,
that's true. That too.
Yeah.
And we're very happy that we managed to find the best time slot. For you, it's a bit late, but it's a bit party time, so it's great. For us, it's
Absolutely.
early morning, so our thoughts are clear. let's see how we meet in the middle with this.
This is going to be interesting. I had my coffee later in the day instead of this morning to make sure I was at least as, fully aware as possible. So we'll see how this goes.
Great.
But now I'm on to your drink of choice, which is champagne. I know it's early for y'all, so I'm going to be drinking on behalf of all of us. So we've got the champagne. I've got the nice bottle of champagne for y'all. A little Sunday, early Sunday fun day for you guys.
Yeah. Super.
Yeah. So for folks that don't know, Lucie is French and Greek, and then Vanessa is German. So got a little accent, little melting pot of accents, and I love it. So and now I just want to like speak French though. Every time I'm just like, I love that you speak French. So that's always exciting.
Ben, on peut parler en français alors.
Ah, mais un petit peu, je parle un petit peu français pour les Américains, mais they might tune out a little bit here and there, but well, we'll keep them on their toes. We'll keep them on their toes.
Sure, of course.
So today's games that we discussed is we're going to play a little bit of couples trivia, and then we're going to do some story time. So we can kick this off with a little bit of couples trivia before I end up giving the answers in my questions, because I'm so excited. You both are the coming out coaches. I wish there was a coming out coach in my life. And there's so many people now that are struggling with coming out. And this is such an incredible thing that you both are doing. So I'm excited to get to that part before you. I know you want to answer, but we're gonna so we'll kick it off. Let's see. So we'll start with Lucie. Lucie, how
Yes.
old was Vanessa when she came out?
34.
35.
Yes.
Oh, I have 35. Which
It's somewhere there in between, because sometimes she says 34, then
Exactly.
a bit 35, so I'm there.
Since I got 30, I lost track. So I'm confused.
I understand. I get it.
I would need to count.
Okay, but it's there. It's around these months, 34 to 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, probably the process started while I was 34 and ended when I was 35.
Ah,
Okay. Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Vanessa, which of Lucie's parents is Greek and which one is French?
Dang. That's an easy one. So Lucie's father is Greek, and her mother is coming from France. And they met in Greece, and she grew up in Athens,
Yes.
in the capital
nice.
of Greece.
I figured I'd started little easy questions. We'll see. This is all based off of my little research, so we'll see how this goes. Lucie, what did Vanessa study in college?
Computer science.
Very nice. All right. Let's see. Vanessa, how old was Lucie when she had her first moment with a girl, and where was she?
Oh, so she was in New York. And how old was she then? Was it maybe 17? 18? Earlier? I don't remember. I just put it in time.
All right, I'll drink for you.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you, Jamila. Drink.
14?
Yeah.
Okay, no, in New York.
No.
19.
Ah,
19, yep. I have 19, yep. All right. Feeling good about that question. Okay. Let's see. Lucie.
Oh.
How many years was Vanessa single for before realizing that she was looking for her dream woman?
Yeah, so she was on her own for 10 years while focusing on doing a lot of physical activities and sports. And this is the moment where she discovered her passion for sports at the same time.
Okay. All right. All right. I
Yeah.
love it. Let's see. Let's see. Vanessa, what country did Lucie live in before becoming an archivist in Switzerland?
So she had kind of a journey, between Switzerland and Greece. There's this beautiful country of Italy
Mm-hmm.
where she stayed for a year. And then, in order to find a job with her then girlfriend, they ended up to be in Switzerland. And this is where her journey continued until today.
Yes.
Nice. I love it. You guys are really good. Let's see. Lucie, how many years ago did Vanessa get her PhD?
How many years ago?
Mhm.
2. August of
Isn't it
18.
5? Was
No.
it 5?
No.
Drink,
I was
Jamie.
wrong?
Drink.
Yeah.
Drink.
Ah!
No, that's- yeah,
It was
August.
2 years ago.
Exactly.
August 2018.
exactly. Yeah.
2 years and 2 months.
Wow. Okay.
But
Okay.
there's
I'm
another
gonna drink
5
again because that.
times.
Go ahead, drink. What was it, the 5 years?
What
It's another topic for the 5 years.
did you mean, to start or to end?
That's a great question. I just had how many years ago? So it was really when you got it, when you received the
Finished.
PhD. So it was
Exactly.
two-
yeah,
So
that's
when
2
she
years ago.
finished is my right answer. When she started was Jamila's right answer.
Exactly. Because it
Ah,
took 5
okay.
years ago that I came to Switzerland.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay.
Exactly. Always.
Okay, let's see. Vanessa, let's see. How many years ago did Lucie work as a hairdresser?
How many years ago? Oh.
So that was when she was 20 to 22.
Yeah, right.
So it's like 20 years ago,
Almost.
18 years ago when she stopped.
20. Yeah. So yeah, 20.
20 years ago she started.
Nice. Okay.
And
Okay.
still got the moves, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I see that. I love it. Fresh, making sure it's all in the shot. I love it.
Would it be time to go a bit in this why she stopped?
Okay, it's not the fun part, you know.
You see, she still loves doing it, and obviously
Yeah.
she has a talent, and she's not practicing, and she's still.
Yeah, it's a bit serious brackets is that it was after that I was diagnosed with MS, and this is why I had to stop.
Right.
But since life, whatever happens to us is not by chance, look at where it brought me now.
Mhm.
I'm a person that back then, when I was thinking, I just want to survive, I want to cut hair, I'm tired, but it's okay, I can do this. I was thinking so small.
Yeah.
And now, despite the difficulties, there is nothing that I cannot do.
Mhm.
Maybe I won't climb Everest, but maybe neither do you guys. Will you?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but this journey is something that I don't regret. Even if it was difficult, it still made me who I am today, and I'm very grateful for this journey.
Absolutely. That actually leads me to my question was, at 22 years old, you were diagnosed with MS and you lost the ability to walk, and you had to start over slowly to figure out your new life, and you tried to find a sustainable solution for your profession. And since you had studied librarian and archives before, you were then ready with your new profession, but then Greece was impacted with their financial problems, so it was hard to find a job. And then it took courage to leave your country of Greece to find something better. So you went to Italy, and then found a job in Switzerland as an archivist. And then when everything was settled, you would still go to bed at night feeling like something was missing, and you were feeling not, you had, it was not feeling fulfilled. You really were you were not feeling fulfilled, and your gut was telling you there was more. What was the
Exactly.
defining moment over the other nights of going to bed feeling like something was missing to put the plan together to become the coming out coaches?
Well, it was let's say that once I was somehow settled professionally, and so this was not a stress anymore. So you have plenty of space to think other things. So it was the moment I thought, okay, a job is not an issue anymore. I can survive now. I can, I'm okay. And then once I realized I'm okay, I thought, but that's not enough for me that I'm okay. I want others to be okay and even more than okay. So this is the moment I thought, this is too shallow. I'm not happy with only myself being fine. I want to find ways to help other people. This is the thing, that it's not enough. It's like a hunger somehow. At first, the stress was to have a job. And then once I had it, a permanent job that normally nobody would move me from there, except if I did something really bad. But then, yeah, I was thinking, what is this life all about? Just me, myself, surviving, and okay, I have money, I can eat, I can live, I can whatever. And this is the moment I thought I need more than that. But it had to do with the others a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you both had very different coming out experiences, and Vanessa, when you moved from your small town to Berlin, from a small town to Berlin, where you were single for, about give or take, when we talked about 10 years, thinking about, where's this dream guy until you realize at the age of 34, 35 years old that it was actually a dream woman that you were looking for. How was it coming out to your family and friends around that age?
Okay, I think there are two parts. First of all, since I was hiding so long, even in front of myself, I was really done with hiding, and there was not a question, should I come out or not? Should I tell my parents, my sisters? So in general, this was already answered immediately. I decided, no, this is who I am now. And I was also feeling proud that I finally found out. And then the coming out itself, I mean, my parents are very open. They just like, we want that you're happy. They love me and they want that I'm happy. And of course, also now in the retrospective, I understand that after 34, 35 years, for them, it's also a huge news. It makes a difference to them. And of course, I had all this time to process earlier and find out about myself. And then I just popped this information to them, and then their process started. Their process to realize started at this moment. And I think this is one thing that we should consider, that we are more in advance of our parents and our environment. And whatever reactions there are, I mean, they were positive, but still I felt that, yeah, they needed also their moment to process the new information. And whenever I came then with a girlfriend or with Lucie, I mean, there weren't that many, but it was always an open house. I could travel to my hometown. She met my parents, and they welcomed her.
Yeah.
So
Fully.
so
That's
for me,
incredible.
that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that's usually what ends up setting the tone for the coming out process. And everybody's coming out process is different, and that you hear different stories of family disowning and this and that, and it's tough to have that courage to come to your family and say, this is who I am, and I have to be okay with whatever your response is going to be, and being secure within myself. And that goes to a lot of the coaching, right?
Yeah, I think there is one more thing. If you are like means that in this age you are already independent. So that makes it on one side a bit easier since you're not depending anymore on your parents. I even lived like 600 kilometers away from them. Okay, for you that's not a distance. In Germany, that's already more than half of the country.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay, all right, there we go.
Yeah.
So just to put the dimensions, yeah. So from this perspective, it's easier probably when you're age because there's not an existential fear. But on the other hand, of course, I also love my parents and I want to have a good relationship with them. And you always, or probably all of us, have this fear of this emotional loss that could happen. That if this coming out creates like a bigger distance emotionally and in the relationship. So this part is still there. And I think this is probably what most people holds back from
Yeah.
doing the step.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know, like, for, my particular experience and my wife's experience were somewhat similar, but very different. She didn't speak to her mom for quite some time and was kicked out of the house and all of that. And then they finally made good. And then with my coming out experience, I had to I almost tried to plan out how I wanted it to be out there, to share with the world this is what it is. And I remembered saying it's really a lot easier said than done to just tell the people that you love, that's your family, that they may just turn their back on you, and you have to be prepared for that. What are some of the tools that you tell some of your clients you have to almost be prepared for in this coming out process, that the people that you love and the people that babysat you as a child, or have known you since you were a baby, are going to feel differently now?
Yeah, the thing is, so first of all, whatever we do, let's say I really need to come out. So this is something I do for myself, which means it's taking care of myself. It's a gesture of self-love to come out, or else I can live trapped. But since I decide to do that, which means I show love and compassion to myself, to wanting to finally be true to myself, I also have to keep in mind that, of course, someone else might not be as prepared. So immediately think that the way you're going to say it, it needs to still be in a compassionate way, because the other person, we don't know how they will react. And we don't know, because maybe they are, due to their own beliefs or different things, way of living, this is how they will react to our news. And this is important to know, that if someone reacts badly, it's not necessarily because of us. It's the biggest chances is because of themselves. Very often we react badly to something because we didn't allow this freedom to ourselves, because we were always hearing what others are saying, what society wants, expects, whatever. So, they lived like this, and then you come brave, and free, and you say with your weapon, I'm gay, that.
Yeah.
And we
That
are
was
all
such
there.
a French way of saying that too. I'm gay. With the hit. If you're just only listening to this, folks, watch the YouTube episode of this. That was a very French moment, and I just had to acknowledge that because I loved it so much. It just reminded me of my French family. So it was
Yeah, but it's true, because you're there. You did such a huge step, and of course we are there. We will always celebrate these steps, but it's also important to realize where this other person is coming from, and the other person can be very close to us. Our parents, our nanny, that was there while we grew up, our brothers, sisters, neighbors, anybody. We don't know, because we don't know how they are living their life. If they're living under fear and always thinking, oh, I shouldn't do this because what someone else would say, in fear of losing their love and appreciation, then for sure they won't understand you. They will say, why did Jamila do that? You're shaking the waters. Why?
Yeah. But me personally, I've always just shaken the waters. So after I finally had the courage to just come out, after that, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. I don't, yes, I try to be nice and try to leave memorable moments because life is short and, you want people to remember you authentically. But, after I came out, I was like, I don't care what other people think of me. They can have their gay jokes or this and that, but I'm still going to be me. I'm still Jamila. I'm still Jamila at the end of the day. And, earlier in the year, well, actually, funny enough that we're recording this on this day because a year ago, I proposed to my now wife. And then we ended up getting married this past July in quarantine. So we did that whole thing, but her mom didn't come to the wedding. And it took me personally a few months to kind of mourn that loss for all of us because I felt bad for her. But for me, if it was my own mom, I would probably say, I don't really, I don't really, I would be hurt, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. Because if you don't want to be there for me and love me for me and be there, really give that unconditional love that you claim to give, I don't want any part in it. But I understand it can be very difficult that it's almost like a light switch off and on of when the love is given and received and all of this other thing. I was really close with her mom. Like she was at my birthday brunch and then I proposed and then then she made it very clear she didn't want any part in it in January. And that was how the year kicked off, which should have been the first inkling of the year being a 2020 that it ended up being. But I thought it was so interesting that it's almost this extra level of commitment then has people changing where they're at, where they stand with these things.
So this was like beyond the capacities of her mother, right? And I think what you said is really true, and what you feel now and how you feel, this is actually what we want also that our clients have already when they go in this conversation, for example, with their parents. What is very important, of course, if they have a bad reaction, it will hurt. If you love someone and this person rejects us for whatever reason, it's painful and this is okay. But what we can do in advance is, as you said, like to be a bit prepared to know that you cannot control the outcome. You cannot control the direction of the other person. And they can decide how they feel that they want to decide on whatever reaction. And at some point, we need to do this internal work to detach from this. We can control the situation, like as Lucy said, be compassionate and communicate in a considerate way, as you said. But at the end, what the other person is doing is out of our control. So we have to accept this.
Like you
And
said,
this
it's
will also
naturally
help
just going to
overcome.
hurt. Sorry, it's the delay again.
Yes, but this hurt either it would mean that for a while we need to have a bit more distance, and after a while there's always the chance that we might approach each other again and have maybe an even better relationship afterwards. And of course, then there are also cases where maybe this approaching again is never happening. And I mean, yeah, we have to detach from this. There are many other families that don't have a coming out situation and that have other issues and also are closer or more distant or don't speak at all. So these things are not, we cannot take them for granted.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's naturally going to hurt, but that's where your teachings and the work that you both do comes in, providing those tools, providing that support because like you said, it's out of your control. It's how somebody else feels and it has to you just have to let it just be in a sense. But it's almost like being in the LGBTQIAS plus community, well, that's also those are also tools that you're giving to folks in the community to protect almost that energy, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, the thing is that, for instance, the most important thing in all of this, since we, as you said very well, and I wanted to say it, so you covered me fully, about how we don't have the control over other people's reactions or way of thinking or decisions, okay? This is something else. The only thing we have control over, and we have a lot of control over, is ourselves. So this is what we focus on. First of all, focus on this person, this amazing person that each of and every one of us is. And once we are strong and good and feel that we, you know, we are the person we want to be, the only thing we can do is show the others how to do it as well. Because the reason why others are reacting badly is because they didn't allow themselves to feel good about who they are. That's why they are reacting like that. They say, I'm trapped. I don't love myself fully. I lived my life through, you know, circumstances that others have guided me through to be like that. I don't want you to do this either. So the only thing what we can do is, once we feel good about who we are, try to, you know, somehow convince the others to do the same through leading by example, and just say, it's okay that you don't understand, but this is who I am, you know. It's really this compassion part, and say, you too, what are the things you never did in your life that you always wanted to do? To open up the channels, because in their head they're too narrow, they don't see this stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
Because like you mentioned, you also work with folks outside of the community, the people that are surrounding them, that are their family or friends that are living in close quarters with them. What's the most difficult part in trying to almost be a liaison, to be the middle person and to help them kind of both be on the same page?
well, the liaison part is the hard is to really, you know, this is why we call the LGBTQIAS, the S for the straight people that are in our environment. The hardest part is to really let go these egos somehow of, this is how I lived my life, and I want you to live it like this as well. It's really hard to make this more soft, and saying, you know, the way you are living is because, or it makes you happy, or this is what you're doing, but it doesn't fit my way of living. This is the only hard, to really let go this narrow-minded way of thinking, that because I'm living like that, it has to be the rule. It's a bit more of that, of allowing this flexibility and opening the mind, that, and which is not only regarding sexuality, it's about everything. We're all so different, and we all have the right to enjoy whatever we want in life, you know, that it has not rules, it's whatever I want. So this is the part, the hardest is this, to let go this, I think my way is right, coming from the S's.
Yeah. I mean, you know, speaking of LGBTQIAS plus, you both, don't believe in labels, but you do use LGBTQIAS plus until the day that all are treated equally. What do you think it will take for all to be treated equally? And what can we as members of this very large community do to do our part?
So one part that we can do is already, because if you talk inside of our community with others, many of, let's say us, to stay in our label for a moment, many of us also have prejudices and specific thoughts about, let's say, straight couples or families, or heterosexual women, or whatever. So in some sense, we are not better than they are. As long as we have these labels, we see, we are like this, you're different. And at the end, what we need is that appreciate that we are different. And just overcoming this, that we want to belong to someone that is exactly like us, and see just that there is another human being with different tastes, different behaviors, different lifestyle, and that's totally fine. And if you put this also compassion in front and remove these other parts, I think this is the first step to overcome then also the labels.
And for folks that are listening and they're like, wow, those are extra letters that I've probably never heard of. And usually it's the either LGBTQ plus, but it always feels like this additional letter thing, right? So for folks that are listening, and I know the S is straight and heterosexual allies, but for folks listening, can you break down what each of them stand for, what they represent?
Well, L.
Hey.
G. G.
Gay,
G.
bisexual,
T.
transgender,
Q.
questioning.
So the Q, just to be clear, Q, we have, of course, queer, but through at least our understanding, queer is all that is not straight somehow, the heterosexuals, whatever is. So it's a spectrum. I think queer is a spectrum. This is what from my belief at least. So this is why we use, instead of queer, the Q, queer, we use it as questioning, because for us it's more important. Those people that are really wondering, are starting to think, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, I really like this girl. So
This is where this is where you really can get trapped and be stuck for years or a decade. So
so that's why
we important group.
Absolutely. This is the way we want to help the questionings to get out of the question and answer their question. So after the Q, we have I,
which stands for intersex,
and A for
asexual,
which it's also, absolutely part of our society. People that are not interested in sexual intercourse, which of course, and this is where we added the S of, we don't care about the letters. It's just so, people can identify and say, oh yes, they hear me. It's more for that. It's more so they know they're welcomed to us. That's all. And once they step into our home, we don't care who you are. I mean, you're just an amazing human being. That's all for us.
And I think also that, especially at the beginning, or if you are questioning for a while what's going on, what's happening, the letter can also help you to find to yourself and find your true identity. It gives you like a pole or a stick or something to hold on, where you can see, okay, that's the answer. At the end, I'm a woman who loves women. So actually this label, at least for me, it was very helpful. And now I'm in my lifestyle, and I don't need to label myself with anything. It's just how I want to live.
It could be a little relief to know where I belong for this, at least at the beginning, I think.
Absolutely. Knowing that there's a community of support and all that good stuff. I mean, I again, like I said, I wish I had a coming out coach, or at least a coach that I could connect with and understand, and that understood me and what I was going through. I had to change my therapist to have at least a therapist that I think might be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, because at least she understands where I'm coming from in that respects, and I don't feel the silent judgment of I'm having these quarrels with whoever I was dating at the time. It just felt like that therapist at the time didn't understand what I was going through, and just didn't understand the ins and outs of the dynamics of the community. What I like I said, I really, it's so huge what you both are doing. It's so fantastic and so phenomenal, that it really is a needed thing, a needed space of coming out coaches that can help people out there, help folks out there. Um, what is the process to get coached by the coming out coaches, and kind of what's an overview of what people can expect when they sign up to be coached?
So, so the thing is, the first thing to do, of course, is contact us and book a meeting with us. So we talk and we see, let's say we have these levels of coming out somehow. So we want to see in which level are you right now. So this is the first thing, identify where you are. Is this you're wondering, or you're out to yourself, but nobody else knows about it, or you're out just to a couple of people and you're starting to have some little love stories happening. So is it you're out, you want to come out to your parents, it's the different levels. So this is the first thing. And once we have identified where you are now and where you wish to go, then we clarify, we see what is needed exactly for you to reach this goal. And then we also have the ultimate step is once you are fully out, but fully out based on your wishes. It doesn't mean that everybody needs to be out to everybody if they don't feel that this is what they want. But once you've reached the level that you feel, I'm good like that, then we're focusing on how you can love and appreciate yourself deeply on every aspect of your life, because coming out is one thing and then it's all the rest. So how you can increase your self-love, your self-appreciation. And this is where we introduce from the mind and the body many techniques of self-care. So you are not just out and proud, you are fully happy and you have an amazing life.
Yeah, and you feel also amazing, like you feel comfortable in your body.
Exactly. Yeah, because coming out is the first thing, is one thing which is needed for you to be happy. Of course you will come out. This is unnegotiable that this should happen. And after that, what you need to bring your life and yourself into another level. Not just, I'm out, but still all the rest I'm compromising. No compromise at all on anything. Now it's your time to fly and to reach all your dreams. And this is what we want to do. First, of course, we support you on the coming out process. And once this is settled, how you can love and appreciate who you are in your life. No matter where you are, no matter what you want to do, just be a very, very happy human being. So yeah.
That's fantastic. And you're taking clients, and there are virtual sessions available as well, right? So for folks that are listening, they want to sign up with you, there's 100% a virtual experience as well, correct?
Absolutely. Only because we want to be international. We want to reach people until the moon, if possible. We don't want to have distance barriers. Yeah, for sure.
I love that. I love that. Now, Vanessa, I know that you had mentioned before, I try to do my research, that you wish that you had your 20s to explore and enjoy being in the LGBTQ plus community. What do you think that 20-year-old Vanessa would have done, and what would you have told that 20-year-old self?
Okay, let's go to 23, 24, because actually I was in one relationship with a guy for 2 years, which was a distance relationship. So after that, this started. And what I would tell myself then is to learn to set boundaries, to listen to myself. What is it really that I want and not what maybe others want from me? And don't shy away from whatever I feel inside, but be curious and open to, because afterwards, like having a sports friend from the fencing club, and we did a lot of stuff together, a female friend, and I really liked her a lot. And now I know that from my side, there could have been even more. but at that time I would shy away from these feelings. So what I would tell this young woman is to take the courage, and all feelings are allowed, and follow them, and explore, be open, be curious and playful.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, I had feeling like I had always had like feelings, or it always just kind of popped up here and there. And I remember uh trying to talk to a high school teacher when I was in high school. So she was the Spanish teacher, and I just thought she was so great, and I had like a little crush on her, but I didn't realize it was a crush that I had on her. It was just, I was just like, I really like spending time with her. I like talking to her, but we only spent time because it was a high school field trip outside of the country. And it was funny. My mom was just talking to me about this foam party we went to, but it was a foam party in Spain, actually. And it was a bunch of high schoolers, and it was like the Spanish and French group. And she was the Spanish teacher that went along, and I was like, oh, she's so cool. But I didn't realize that I had these feelings, that I had a little crush on her. I wanted to like hang out, but I didn't connect the
Yeah.
dots. Does someone ever come to you and say, I think I like girl? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that would go under the questioning portion of it, but yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, of course, of course. And it's, and also it's this approach, I don't know. I like this girl, it's confusing. I stress a lot when I'm with this person, but on the other hand, I want to be with her all the time. It's these mixed feelings, and also brings this guilt. I don't know.
And the fear of being caught, that the other person can read your mind.
Everybody will know, the way
Yeah.
you look at her, everybody will. So it's, of course, this is the first signs. And when these signs start to be really, bring you internally negative feelings, because I really don't know what to do anymore. This is when people come to us, because they are stuck, they are undecided, they cannot really see clearly, but they have so many feelings and they don't know what to do with them. On the other hand, probably very often they already have relationships with a man. They are with someone, a committed relationship, and we hear often that the sex is not good, they don't feel well, so of course this comes up, and it's such an important part, and it's something that we need to bring a lot of attention on it, of course, because about being sexuality is such a huge part of our life. It's as important as everything else we do. It's a human need and a pleasure of life, and it's something that we suppress, and we shouldn't. It's unhealthy to suppress it. So of course, when we have people coming, especially ladies, but it's not only, saying us, oh, I'm with my boyfriend, or I really don't enjoy the time we spend together, or my mind is somewhere else in this friend, this woman, this other woman. And this is where we liberate them from this guilt and this pressure they're causing themselves. You don't need to live like that. It's
Have
a
you
choice.
both experienced that as well with any guys that you were with, and you were like, I just need to finally just try to be with a woman and see if that works?
Well, the answer is of course. Of course. That's why
I don't know.
it.
I feel like everybody has this different weird experience, but like for me, I had been having a lot of sex, and it was decent. It was good, but it wasn't, there was no emotional intimacy, there was no connection, there was nothing there. And then, but it was just in a conversation with this woman. So I used to work at a news station. If people are listening, they're already going to know what station that is. But used to work at a station, and she was one of the people that were on TV. That really gave it away probably just now. But she was beautiful. But when you talk to her one-on-one, she's like a tomboy, like she's down to earth and she's talking about basketball and all of these other things. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fantastic. I think I really I like this woman, but she's with a man. But at that moment I said, wow, I'm just having regular conversation with her and I'm feeling these butterflies again. And it's time for me to pay attention, and I owe it to myself to do that.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you speak to maybe your clients or somebody that you know, of not trying to feel like you're pushing this agenda, as they like to put it, um, that you just want them to be happy, but you don't want to push them in a direction where they feel like they're being forced? How does that conversation go with just try it, and see if it helps?
Yeah. So it's always about, of course, there's never a pushing way. We don't push. It's only a conversation that through what we hear, we understand in which level they are for themselves, what are their intentions, how do they feel, if they feel open to take a bigger step in whatever that is, or a smaller, it's up to them. There is no pushing. The only thing we do is we are there telling them, you have every right to do what you want. It's more to make them love and appreciate who they are in a way that they're hearing their inner voice, of their desire, of whatever that is.
Yeah, to become aware of what is going on in them, and so they can become aware of it, and also to give them this control, or they learn to have this control that they can decide if they take the courage to explore new things. Usually we are scared of new things, so that's why I'm saying to take the courage for new things. And on the other hand, we can also think of, do I want to continue with this behavior that makes me unhappy? Or would I like to change it, or do I have to get rid of it? Since you were asking before, what were our experiences? I had a pattern in my 20s after this one relationship where now I understand that I was I was desiring proximity on all levels. And I was looking for guys. I had many colleagues at college and so on. And with some, I felt somehow close in a way, and we were like good friends. And then it was the point that something more was to happen. And I would run away after latest 2 weeks, because I felt like, no, especially with the intimacy part, I was not able to do this. I just wanted to run away, and then I ended whatever was happening. And this was a cycle I was in for several years. And that should have been a sign as well to see. And what I decided then was like, okay, I don't want this anymore. I'm suffering. So I just stopped. I focused on the sports and other things, and just didn't let this happen anymore. So this was maybe my first step. But if I had had a coach at that time, maybe in a conversation with this coach, I would have realized, there's something else going on. So I feel unhappy with guys, but I would like to have proximity with a person. So why not explore the other option?
Yeah.
Nice.
And very often we are scared. The big fear is that we are scared of losing what we have, even if it's bad, because we know it. It's like a comfortable situation, especially the people that have, long-term relationships or families already also. So they're there and they know they want something else, but they're so scared of losing what they have. And even if they're not happy, the thing is, it's a decision on how do you want your life to be. If you want to live a life that it's a bit blunt, maybe this family or this the husband or the wife or the partner gives you something. It's not that they don't give you anything, but is this enough for you to feel good? If it's enough, then fine, stay, and even talk about it with them if you can bring a third person in, but in the couple. But the topic is, if this you cannot handle anymore and it's too much, then you need to make these moves. You deserve these moves. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. All right. You guys ready for a little bit of a story time?
Sure.
Yes, yes.
A little bit of story time. So we'll go. Lucie looks nervous. So we'll go. So we'll go. Vanessa, Lucie, and then it'll be me. So we'll go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all that good stuff. Story time. Story time. You ready, Vanessa?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. And I will try to keep track of our story that we put together.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep track, and keep drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Keep drinking. All right. Whenever you're ready, Vanessa.
Okay, so just with something starting with A, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, oh my God.
And for folks that are listening, this is an international story time. So that means that we could use a little bit of Franglish. If you have some German, you might have to help me spell it out or pronounce it. But we're gonna put together a little story, a blended story.
Mhm. Okay, so I will start with authentic.
Ooh, okay.
So authentic belief.
Could
Oh, good.
I'll drink for you.
I need a word with D.
Oh, I'm writing the alphabet to make sure I'm not
Double.
double.
Dapple.
Auth-
Okay.
Double.
Dabble. Okay.
Double.
Nice.
Elevation.
Ooh. 4, like not the number 4, FOR.
FOR. What do I have now?
G.
G.
So right
For-
now we're at authentic belief could dabble elevation for.
Can you say gayness as a noun?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Let's go. Let's do it. Gayness.
For gayness, home.
You said home?
Home.
Home.
H.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
In.
E, G, J. No,
Ah.
you are here. Where are you? Ah,
Yeah.
in.
In J. So it's not jail.
In.
So right now we're at
Jamaica.
authentic. What's that?
Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica.
Jamaica. Koala.
Koala.
Yeah, koala. The animal. A
When,
Jamaican.
okay.
when would we start a new sentence, by the way?
It's a Jamaican koala.
A
Okay,
Jamaican
it goes on.
koala. I love it. Jamaican koala. I dig it.
Would we ever start a new sentence, by the way?
We can
Maybe
if
not.
if it feels right. So a living.
Living. M.
Living.
So right now we're at authentic belief could dabble elevation for gayness, home in Jamaican koala, living.
If you. Whatever.
Yeah, many.
Many. Okay.
Many new.
Other. Ooh.
Wow.
Many other possibilities.
Ooh.
It is questioning.
Ooh. Right.
Right.
So right now we're at authentic belief could dabble elevation for gayness home in Jamaican koala living many new other possibilities questioning right.
Maybe.
Right.
Hela. V.
Wait. Right. Substantial.
Ooh, okay.
Timing.
Ooh, timing. Under
Under. V.
Timing under victory.
ooh, okay.
Victory.
Ooh.
Weather.
Like the weather.
Yeah, weather.
I learned this the other day. Xenophobia.
Ah.
But you meant whether like whether or not, or weather like the weather.
Weather.
Like the
Okay.
sun.
Sun.
Okay.
What did you say? Which word you said?
Xenophobia.
Ah, xenophobia. So we have V, X, Y, Z. Okay, for it. So.
Z.
Weather. Why MCA?
So right now we're at authentic belief could dabble elevation for gayness home in Jamaica, koala living many new other possibilities, questioning right substantial timing under victory weather xenophobia. I'll change mine to xenophobic, maybe?
Xenophobic.
Xenophobic.
Xenophobic. Yielding.
What?
No?
What?
Yielding?
If we find a word, I know what it means. What's yielding?
Yielding, like
What on earth?
leading to or diving in. It's yielding.
Yielding, okay. Yielding. And then for Z,
And Z, what seems more right in this year? Zigzag.
ah, yes, zigzag. Okay, so we have authentic belief could dabble elevation for gayness home in Jamaica, koala living many new other possibilities, questioning right substantial timing under victory weather, xenophobic yielding zigzag. I'm gonna drink to all of it.
Oh, please. Go ahead. Go
Join
ahead.
you with apple juice.
Oh,
Yeah, apple juice. Speaking of apple juice,
yeah.
I know that wow, that was good right there. So I know with nutrition impacts, it impacts how you feel. Lucie, you used to eat a lot of potato chips and bread and junk food and burgers and pizza. And some of the symptoms you feel with MS are tiredness and weakness in the legs as well as the brain. You were told by someone you met that the following that to about a nutrition plan. So you now eat like veggies and fruit and then protein, and you don't eat processed food anymore. Only like healthy sugars you can consume, like natural apple juice, which is what you're drinking.
Yeah.
As coming out coaches, you also provide nutrition plans. What are your thoughts on plant-based and the Impossible Burger? And Vanessa, is it true that you can lose weight eating chocolate?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I mean, no, it's
He's
true.
gonna eat all the chocolate
I'm
now.
eating. I'm eating chocolate. It always depends on the quantity, the amount. And what you can also do is if you have otherwise a healthy nutrition and you feel like you still want to lose weight, you could cut something else out. For example, if you really want to lose weight and to take this additional energy, then somehow you need to have a plan how to compensate this. So one thing could be that you cut out other carbohydrates, for example, like potatoes or rice or bread, because they are, or fats. But still, we also need all of these components, also fats. They are healthy fats that basically huge parts of our brain depends on fat as well. And we are made of water and fat at the end, the little cells. So this is one part. The other part then is if you feel like you cannot decrease so much the energy intake, you can increase the energy what you spend, like with exercising. But in general, it always depends on the quantities. If you want to eat like 2 big chocolate bars, like 200 grams or something a day, then it gets much harder, of course. If it's a small bar, okay, just put it in your calculation.
It's about of course, it's the quantity, and I would say also it's how often, because this matters as well. And this is also a way, what we're doing a lot is to talk about the different types of eating. Okay, you can eat. It's not just we eat. It's not one thing. It's each meal serves a purpose. If it's to feed your hunger, is it to give you energy? Is it to respond to a craving? Or it depends of what it is. And this is a part as well that we talk a lot with our clients on, that, to understand, why are you eating right now? What's the use of it? Oh, I'm just hungry. Okay, so it's hunger. Okay, if you're starving, there is nothing else there. Okay, eat whatever you want. But if it's to fuel your body because you need to be focused to perform better, that's another story. You need to eat specific things so your brain and body feels amazing. So this is the switch. It's okay to eat and the burger and the pizza, and we do, even if I have cut a lot, but still sometimes I tell myself I will have my pizza, I will fully enjoy it. I know the impact it might have on my body, but I signed for it, I know it. But this is the difference, that I am aware of it. This is a huge difference. It's not just by chance I'm eating and whatever happens. I know what could be the consequences or the effects of it, and I'm totally fine with it. And this is Vanessa's part, that is already explaining a lot how to eat different things, how to combine different things, how should a plate look like.
Yeah. At the end, if it's about, since you mentioned it, losing weight, or let's say release body fat, this is what we want at the end. I'm not a huge fan of certain diets, because usually a diet is meant for a certain amount of time. If it's to change this, and afterwards you go back to the old habits, and whatever fat you gained before was because of certain behaviors, like eating the wrong food or too much or whatever, or not moving enough. And what we need to do is to really change our behaviors, and not only change the behaviors, but try to make it effortless and sustainable. And this means to find the eating habits that really fit to you, and to not have any restrictions. So in my consideration, there's no bad food. There are just better and maybe not so good choices, but it's a continuum, and I don't want to exclude anything. It just has to be in the limits, and you have to make up your mind. As Lucie said, she will have a pizza and she knows the consequences. That would be the same if I decide for myself I want to have a certain amount of chocolate, or in a certain regularity burgers or pizza or whatever. That would mean I will not have the body in order to show it on a competition of bodybuilding or something. But this is something I will have to accept. That's like natural law.
We will accept that. That's okay.
But so we are free in deciding what is it that we want to achieve, and what do we want to change, or what are we willing to change, which costs are we willing to pay, which effort.
And one thing that we introduce a lot, this is for sure, it's home cooking, because this is a huge difference for so many reasons. First, because you know exactly what you're putting in your dish. And second, and the even more important, because you're creating it yourself, for yourself and your loved ones. And this gesture is the ultimate gesture of self-love, because you're doing it for you. So even if you put the sugar, which of course there are alternatives of other stuff. We use coconut sugar, for example, which is also very good.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, different stuff like that, that you can switch, change. You still enjoy what you're cooking. I cook my own pizza, and because I don't eat bread, because it affects my stability and the feelings of my legs. I create my own almond sweet potato base for the pizza,
Okay.
for instance.
Okay.
On top, we put whatever we want. Could be veggies, could be some cheese, could be some whatever we want. So it's the fact that I'm sitting there and making it for me. It's even giving me the joy that I'm taking care of myself. Plus, it's healthier. So
Yeah.
the home cooking is for sure something we introduce and we talk a lot about.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about the substitutions and using the coconut, type of sugar, which are amazing gems. What are your thoughts on? Have you ever had like an Impossible Burger or Beyond the Burger? What are your thoughts on those? Because aren't those still technically processed foods in a sense, even though they're all still plant based?
To be honest, I have no opinion on this. I don't know it, and I won't. The thing is, I don't know what's in there, and since I don't know, it could be amazing, but I don't know what's there. So I'm not very interested in terms of trying, because it's a bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that at the end, this is a very personal decision.
Of course.
And it's also about how you feel when you eat it. For example, there's also, for example, this corn. Is it in English the same? Right?
I think
Oh yeah,
so.
corn.
We have a friend that is allergic to it. She cannot eat it. So I could not recommend in general, okay, let's go for the corn product if you want to have plant-based nutrition, because it's really very, very personal. And with the other things, yeah, I would always put a question mark on these highly processed foods that are somehow not natural. But then you have to do your own research and see what can you find out about it. Maybe is it organic or not. You could check in terms of health what types of fats is in there and how was it created. Yeah.
Yeah, these are things. There are some topics in life that others are putting these choices in front of us, and the opinions are so biased. Some years they say don't eat eggs, then the next they say, oh, eat eggs, then don't eat this, don't eat that, then eat it. So it's so confusing. It's this. They bring these products, we have no idea if it's good or not. So the only thing we can really do is, if we want to try, we try, and then we see how is our body reacting. What else can we do? Because this is not in our control, what they put in there. We don't know how they created or if it's really good. This is the domain of the scientists, which depends, again, who is bringing the scientists to judge. If it's the company that is creating the crazy burger or the plant-based burger, I don't know.
It's an Impossible Burger. They're really good. And so, but I know it has a lot of soy in it, and but it's vegan friendly. It's vegan ingredients, but I know sometimes too much soy is, soy in general is probably not a good idea, but it tends to be a main ingredient for a lot of those. But I love an Impossible Burger over a beef burger or over a chicken burger. It might be a close tie if it was like a salmon burger or a fish burger, but yeah, I mean, but it goes back to just making it at home,
Yes.
and knowing exactly what's going in it.
Absolutely. And listen to your body, how it reacts to it. And not only as a household, but as an individual, because we react so differently in each thing. And it's very important to know. And it doesn't mean that you cannot eat whatever you want. You can, but always know, for instance, if later you want to feel good for some reason, because you want to record the next episode and you want to feel super energized. Maybe something could make you feel heavier and more sleepy. Don't eat that.
Yeah.
This thing that at a night that you're at home and you don't care and you're chilling, so it's good. This is the important thing. It's not to just say no, you don't eat anything bad anymore, and you eat only, you know, veggies, fruits. This is impossible. The life is not about that, because part of life and happiness is enjoying what you eat. This is a reality,
Yeah.
and we have to embrace it. But it's more when you eat what, and to get this conversation with yourself while you eat. How do you feel after 1 hour, 2 hours, the next day? And then you're aware of your body. It's more of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's so true because whether I'm getting ready to do the podcast or I'm doing voiceover, I cannot really eat. I don't like to eat. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just feel sluggish after I eat, but I just don't like to feel tired. I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. So I would probably much rather have, a drink, of water or tea or champagne, whatever the case is, over any food just because of the way that I feel afterwards, whether it's healthy or not. I just,
Mhm. Mhm.
Sure, sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Hmm.
Listening to our body.
Yeah, that's totally fine. As long as you feel that your brain is clear and you are not, um, because the brain needs a lot of, let's say, sugar at the end, glucose. So
Yeah.
as long as you feel that you are clear and well fueled, then that's perfect. And you found the strategy that works best for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
Little strategies. This is our favorite thing to do. Implement the little strategies, the little things that can change your everyday life without really sacrificing or feeling that, it's a burden. Absolutely not. There is nothing that should be done in a hard way. Everything should be done with joy, with pleasure, with love, with compassion. And this is the only way we operate, whatever we do, how to enjoy your everyday no matter what you're doing. So yeah.
I love you both. This is such a beautiful duo. I love this. And I really appreciate you both taking the time to hang out and it's you both are just a dynamic duo for sure. You both are such a great duo. You both actually met through mutual friends in Switzerland. How is that balance of being in a relationship and being business partners as well as having your individual time?
How is it balancing? No, it's so far.
Naturally.
Exactly, naturally. So far, it's going really well. We still have moments that it's only business, and other moments that it's only us as a couple, which we have our friends over and just enjoying our life. We managed. I mean, so far it was really great to say, okay, now business meeting. We talk. It's purely for the business. Then it's okay. Now it's over. What do you want to eat? It's
Yeah.
life continues.
Yeah, exactly. There are these natural cues, like, oh, I feel hungry. Maybe it's time to stop
Exactly.
business and
Absolutely,
think of other
absolutely.
things.
I'm about to put a washing machine. Do you have laundry? So it's
Yeah.
no, it's good. It's really good. But also, it's also a luck, because look at this. I have this angel near me that is always so positive, and this is helpful. And this is what we're trying. Also, I'm trying to be positive as well. Hopefully, I manage. I'm not sure 100%, but I'm trying to get even more. But this is also what we're trying to give, like positivity and easy things, and it doesn't need to be complicated, and open your heart and share. This is also very important part. We're talking a lot. I mean, you see that already. Talking.
Talking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important to also express this need if you feel like, now I need to be like 2 hours on my own, or me, I want to go for a run,
Yes.
that I can do this, and I share it. And from Lucie's side, there's no bad feelings about this. So,
Yeah.
but I think many couples might have experienced this, especially in this year, with being at home, doing home office, and because before we had like this natural separation during the day, which some maybe appreciated more, others less. And in this way also now being stuck at home together might be challenging for many couples. And then you have to find out, okay, we are together in the same house or building, but we still have our separate things to do and to be.
Yeah, and the most important thing is talk to each other and tell this person that you're spending your life with, listen, this is not working. I would need this 1 hour at home alone, whatever that is. What do you need? Oh, great. Actually, I would love 1 hour as well. So, there's stuff that we keep in our head. We are wondering how the other person would feel. Oh, no, I don't want to upset her. No, maybe she actually needs it too. So especially now with Corona, we need to increase conversations at home even more and say what it is you need so you have more chances to get it and the other person as well.
I was actually just about to ask, like, what do you think the most important part is in a relationship?
Yeah.
And you beat me to the punch. It's really talking and communicating. And,
Yes.
do you feel like maybe there's a fundamental basic reminder for couples of kind of a reminder of what they need and communication?
Yes, for me at least, step one is know what you want. So as an individual, what it is you want, and realize what it is you want, what it is you don't want. So in your life, for instance, you say, oh, I don't want, if we are too much in the same room, I suffocate. Whatever. Okay, it's human. We're not meant to be like one on top of the other all day long. So already it's this. So I realize this is a bit annoying for me. It's bringing me negative feelings. Step one is I know what I want. Okay, I need a bit of space. Great. Then go to the one you love with compassion and say, I really need to talk to you about something. Okay, what's wrong? Well, listen, sometimes I feel I need some space. But I love being with you. Just some moments so it's explaining. And would that be all right? Okay for you? Or how do you feel about it? And I'm pretty sure that if you go with an open heart and compassion, there is no way the other person is not going to receive this in a positive way. And even gonna say, oh, good, yeah, let's try, So it's this, first knowing what you want and then sharing it.
Yeah. And the third point would be then also listen with compassion.
Absolutely.
Like if she would say, listen, I need a bit more space and be a bit on my own during the day, then what should not happen inside of me is to feel hurt and she doesn't love me anymore or not enough or whatever, but also to understand this is what she needs, and it has nothing to do with me as a person or with our relationship. It's just her personal need, and since I love her, I'm very happy to give this to her as well.
Yes, exactly.
Now, both of you have worked with thruples. How is that? Because that's got to be very exhausting. I've never been a throuple, but I've been told I would be, this is obviously before I, settled down and got married. But before, they had said, Jamila, I think you'd be great in a polyamorous relationship or this and that. And I'm just like, no, I am the worst. I would be the worst person because I can barely deal with my emotions, let alone one person's emotions. Now I have to deal with two other people's emotions. That's a lot. That is a huge order that I would not be able to sign up for. But how is that working with thruples?
Yes. So to be completely honest, we haven't got a program yet, a full program, the way we do it with individuals or couples. We haven't got the honor and chance to have it with throuple. This is what we hope to have. The only thing we did have was more to solicitate some conversations to help them communicate a little bit better. We didn't have this whole experience, but only some to see, they needed to be able to, there were some communication issues that we were there to, help them clarify some things. But the thing is, you don't have to to take care of everybody, you know, the emotions of each person. First, if you start with yourself, you focus on you and you're clear on what you need, and then you just hear what do you need, you know. So it's, there is a common base. It's not that
Mhm.
it's at the end, it's not such a big work if this is what you want. It's not so much harder
Right.
than being with one, because you can be with one person and your life be miserable because this one person is, you know, is not helping you in anything in terms of thinking or feeling that you feel empty even with, you know, this person. So it's not that you will have so much work. It's more about knowing who you are and then being open to understand and to share and to, you know, all of this to have a harmonious way of living. It's not harder than when we were kids with our parents. We were three, or you know, three, four, five, depending on the family, six. But it's that you say, how did we do it? Yeah, but imagine now by being your choice. It is doable. It's just about listening each other and create a you know, a harmony where everybody's fitting. They have their spot. That's all.
Isn't there like an obligation to care about the other feelings there? If you're in this relationship, aren't you obligated to care about these two other people that you're in a relationship with?
But yeah, I mean, yes, but not in a form of obligation. It's something that is just happening, I suppose. The way you love one, you can love someone else. I mean, I don't. At least I don't. I don't see it as an obligation. I see it more that it's even more fulfilling, because if you receive love from one, imagine if you receive double, it's even
Oh
more.
yeah.
And because you receive more, you will want to give more. So it's not that, oh my God, it's not like a job that you have more tasks.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's interesting. I mean, we had a polyamorous couple on the show before, and they were a married couple, and I just found out that they're no longer together. But it was interesting because it seemed like there was an understanding. There was, you know, I know that it's clearly not for me because I don't know if I could be put in the if I could do that, if I could be that person. So to think of, oh, I get twice the love, but I also think of but twice the drama, twice the issues, and you know, you've got the this and that, and it just seems like so much on one's plate. But it's interesting because you look at it from this positive perspective of but it's double the love, it's this and that. And it was just interesting because I had interviewed them and I felt like there was an understanding. It was a very clear understanding of where they both stood, but it ended up not working out.
Like
Which could, yeah,
everybody.
which could happen with any, also just bilateral relationship as well.
Of course. Yeah.
Do you think putting being put in a situation like that could heighten the what's the word? Heighten maybe the possibilities, a stronger possibility of something not going as you planned, rather than if you were just in a monogamous relationship.
But I think it's still a committed relationship. I mean, okay, it's
Mhm.
not a monogamous because it's two other people, but it's, I mean, of course, there's not one way. It's everybody can do different ways. And the thruples could be open relationships fully and live in
Mhm.
a home, or they can have a committed relationship to each other, which is more like a family at the end. Of course, it's
That's
like,
true. That's
yeah,
true. So they
yeah.
were more a polyamorous
Mm.
relationship. They were in a triad before, but
Hmm.
that and then they just were doing the polyamorous thing. But I thought it was very interesting because they had gone through these different situations. They had had a triad, broke up with the girlfriend, and then they were doing more of a polyamorous relationship. So they had boyfriends, girlfriends, this and that. And yeah, I
Of course, there is not one thing. It's the same as if we are a couple and one is more open. I hope it's not you. Okay. You know, I mean that it's everything depends on the how is the decision. If it's already a couple, then they bring a third person in, or if they created this three from almost the beginning somehow, and what are their own rules or expectations and how they want this to be. Of course, there's not one way, there are a billion ways probably, but of course it's more depending on the needs. We are there. For me, it's something more like to be a committed triad, that I think I can help more, because it's like we are a couple, we are how to say it,
Monogamous.
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 Yes, but
Comment tu dis monogamous?
yeah, we are it's something that we are aware most of the time of what the other person is doing, and it's more or less the same with what I think more we can support. It's have a household, they feel like a family, they're committed to each other, they everyday life is together. So, and maybe they have ways that they don't feel well about who they are in different ways, and this is how the same way we take under our wing one individual or a couple to fix who they are as a human, and then in correlation with each other, this is how we do it as well for three. At least this is what we hope, that it's one by one to feel better about who you are, and then how you can have these conversations with each other to feel amazing and be at home and be, you know, a family, and feel warmth and love. So, which is what we all want anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I love that. That was perfect. Before we get out of here, I just I know you both talk a lot about self-care. What does self-care mean to each of you?
So for me, it means that on two levels, even though I'm focusing more on I'm more interested in sports and take care from a physical point of view, but it's still two levels that I appreciate myself and I stop judging myself, and take more this compassion also towards myself. And on the other hand, it's also finding the balance of what I maybe might enjoy most, maybe having only the potato chips and the chocolate, versus taking care of myself, because I know that I also need good nutrition and nutrients, and I need enough water to drink. And for me, a lot with the exercise, because I feel always so amazing after exercising. So it really means also focusing on myself and do what is good for me, which is not always what is the most comfortable, but it is the most rewarding.
Yeah. And for me, it's like a proof to myself, you know, self-care in every way is a proof that I want to live, and I want to increase my longevity, and I want to be on earth alive, feeling great as much as I can. And great, not only the moment of pleasure that afterwards is harming me, not only because sometimes we think, oh, I'm taking great care of myself, I do everything I want. Sure, but if this thing is harming me, and in the long term, there is a permanent damage that is happening in my body, then of course it will decrease my longevity. And my purpose in life is to live, and to live well as long as I can, so I can support others. This is my goal, because if I take care of this body that I have, body and mind, in every way that I can, then I can be strong despite any health issue. You know, I can still be very strong, so I can help others to feel better. And when they feel better, then they can help others feel better. So you see, it's like a
domino rally effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I think that, oh, it's very hard sometimes to take care of myself, then I think that if I take care of myself, I can help others, and they can help others. So, you know, the effect is so big, and this is the motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
That's it.
As we begin 2021, what do you think people can take as like a gem, as what can people do as they begin their 2021, their very new year? What is something that they can think about, that they can remember, to keep them focused, keep them centered, and keep them balanced?
B.
You? There are many things.
Go. Let's see if you have many. Right now, if you have many, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so if you are targeting now also to like New Year's resolutions, I think to be a bit out of the trend, I would suggest to take off the pressure of that it is a new year. At the end, the new year, it's like us humans who have decided that we start with 1/1 on specific this day. But at the end, it's no other day than any other day in the year. And whenever we want to change something because we don't feel well, we're suffering, or we want to feel better, we can start with this every day. And so we don't need to have now resolutions that are that have a high probability to fail anyway. So we just take off this pressure and think of what you want to change and just start. And at the time when it's right to you.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. It's true. It's a pressure because you start and you're like, oh, okay, now for sure I need to write down everything I want to achieve. And then after 2 weeks you didn't because the expectations were too high or whatever. It was crazy goals. And then you're so, how to say, disappointed. Thank you.
Oh, disappointed.
You're disappointed. Then you start the self-blame, all the negative feelings, which at the end you brought to yourself because you put these high goals in your New Year resolution list. It's a creation.
And maybe these goals are even not yours.
Yeah.
Maybe you start, if the gym's open again, then okay, I have to go there because all my friends are going or whatever. But it's not what is really you. Maybe you just enjoy walking in the forest or at the beach or wherever you are. So I think it's really also about focusing on what is it that we want, how do we want to take care of ourselves. And that could be a completely different solution than even from your partner's one.
Exactly. Listen to what you want. This is the thing. Who said we're like, we put earplugs and it's whatever others want. Somehow we end in this train that is taking us somewhere for everything in our life. And this is something that it's time to stop because we're harming ourselves. This is why people get sick. We harm society. It's always a negativity. Just listen to your heart and to what you want and what makes you happy. If for you the only physical activity is to put loud music and dance around and jump around, do it. It's for you. It's up to you and for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are clients that come to us and they ask me, I need to run. I need to start to run. I should run. And then I would ask, okay, do you enjoy running? No, I don't like it. It's so hard. I cannot motivate myself. It's boring, whatever. And then I would say, okay, then don't run.
Yeah.
What do you like to do instead?
What do you like?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every day is fun at the end.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
we're here in life, to enjoy. Why should it always be a suffering? No, that's over. 2021, no more suffering, only fun. And it's a decision. It truly is a decision.
I love that. Yes, you've heard it from the coming out coaches. I love it. Now, we always end an episode with words of wisdom. What will your words of wisdom be for the folks listening?
Okay, so I think we have a common one that we truly believe in, and it's also our motto. super
Yeah.
simple. I mean, we said all the wisdom already. It's been heard. We said
Yeah.
everything. So it's our sentence that is really simple and it's with us. And it's dare to follow your heart.
And live your truth.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's
I
simple, but
like
it's
that.
simple. Just do this. Follow your
Yeah,
heart and live your truth. Come on, just do it.
I love that. I love that. Salute to that. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year
Yeah.
to
Happy New
everybody
Year.
and to your
Merci
amazing
beaucoup.
audience. Everybody stay safe, take good care of yourselves and of the people around you. We have responsibility to everybody. It's not only about us in this case now, it's we really need to take care and protect everybody around us so we can overcome this stupid thing that is happening and we can move on with our lives and learn from what happened and become even better.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you both for taking the time to hang out early in the morning on a Sunday. I appreciate it. And I would love to have you both back on. This has been such great conversation. And I didn't even get to the many other questions that I had, but we I had such a great time. I hope you both had a great time. This has been amazing. This has been incredible. So for
We will be
folks that are listening, yeah, for folks that are listening, how can they get in touch with you and how can they reach out?
so because you are also an IT person, can you give the details? Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So you will also put the links in the
It'll
together.
also be in the show notes as well, but for folks that immediately have their phone out available.
Of course. So you can look up at thecomingoutcoaches.com where you find more about our stories, what we're doing, and how to contact us. You can also drop us an email at info@thecomingoutcoaches.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, again with the Coming Out Coaches.
Yeah.
So we try to make it really simple for you.
I mean,
Just
come on.
remember the Coming Out Coaches.
Exactly. We're doing you all a favor. Look how simple it is. You just need to find us under the Coming Out Coaches, no matter where you are and which platform. So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it.
We will be happy to come back, of course. I mean, it was so much fun and interesting at the same time. Very deep conversations. Thank you so much for your amazing questions and for your fantastic presence. You're so so smiling. You guys have to watch the video.
Yeah.
You see Camila, she's amazing.
Absolutely. Listen, your energy, I feel it all the way over here. Your energy has traveled from Switzerland to LA to California. So this has been incredible. And for folks that are listening, watching, make sure that you claim your free guide on their website. It's called Gain Control Over Your Life, which is a 7-step guide to easily conquer overwhelming things in your life. And it is for free. So you do not want to miss it. It has so many gems that I don't even want to give them away because I feel like it would be cheating you from the entire Coming Out Coaches experience. So make sure you download it. It's on my computer. I've turned it into a PDF, so it is on my laptop. This has been incredible. This really has been incredible. And what you're both doing is so needed, And you both cover the beautiful balance of the Coming Out Coaches. So this is awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Jamila. It was really, it was incredible. And we want to wish a happy new year to every
Everyone.
amazing individual that is listening. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
See you soon. See you soon.
Yes. Definitely. Have a great rest of your Sunday fun day. And
you're good
yeah,
night for you.
exactly. Exactly. The wife is already asleep. But the kid is like playing video games on this side and then it's silent on this side. So it's jam-packed on this side. but yeah, this has been incredible and merci beaucoup. And bonne journée. Have a good rest of your day. And
Thank you so
we
much.
definitely have to do this again. This has been so much fun. And especially when it gets closer to, anything you guys want to promote, just let me know. This has been amazing. This has been incredible.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon, huh?
Definitely.
It's
Have a
super.
Bye.
good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Real life and no TV. Millionaires stay greedy. No love and there's no grub. We got the homeless saying, y'all better come my way. Y'all better come my way. Okay, and say, y'all better come my way. I'ma make a statement day by day. Y'all better come my way. Y'all better come my way. Okay, and say, y'all better come my way. I'ma make a statement day by day. Peace out, up.